Suppose we have a merchant marks up the cost of a product $155%. And then in stores, they offer a 60% discount. And we want to figure out what is their percent profit. Okay, so we don't have a particular number for the cost of our product. So we're just going to use a variable, maybe P, for the cost of my product. And we know that they mark up the cost 155%. So if I take 155% of P, which is 1.55 times P, this is going to be the markup, which means we'll take P plus 1.55 P, which is 2.55 P. This is going to be the in-stores price. Okay, so this is how much, when you go to the store, that's the ticket price. That's how much it looks like it originally cost. And then it says in stores they offer a 60% discount. So we're going to take this in-stores price of 255 times P, and we're going to take 60% off of it. Well, if we're taking 60% off, then we're really paying 40%. So I'm going to pay 40%, which is 0.4, of this 2.55p. And I can simplify this by multiplying my 0.4 and my 2.55. This is basically the associative property of multiplication, right? So I can just do 0.4 times 2.55 and tack on the P at the end. So when I do that multiplication, I end up getting 1.02P. So then this would be a 2% profit for the merchant, because 1.02P is like P plus 0.2P, which is 2% of P. And P was the price that the merchant paid. Right? They buy their products from another source, and then they mark up the products and then sell it to the consumer. And that markup is to make sure that they're making a profit, right? So they're charging P and an additional 2% of P, so their percent profit is going to be 2%. Okay, let's suppose you earn 15% commission, working in the handbag department. And let's say you sell a $2,000 handbag. How much commission did you earn on that sale? So in case you haven't heard of commission before, it's basically a store's way of trying to get their employees to sell as expensive items as they possibly can. So a lot of times people who work in jewelry stores will make commission. People who sell cars sometimes make commission. And that's a lot of times why, if you give them your budget, they will push your budget or try to get you to, buy the most expensive thing that you can afford. They're not always trying to be friends with you. It's because it's going to make them more money if you buy a more expensive item. Okay, so we have 15% commission, and you're selling a $2,000 handbag. Well, the commission that you would get would be exactly 15% of the $2,000. So all we need to do here is find 15% of 2,000. So we take 0.15 and we multiply that by 2,000, and we end up getting $300. So that would be the amount that's tacked on to your check at the end of the month from selling that $2,000 handbag, in addition to whatever hourly rate you're making. Okay, last problem. So suppose we borrow, so we have a loan for $1,000. And suppose it has a 3% annual percentage rate. So that's the interest that you're going to be charged after 1 year. But suppose you pay it in 6 months. We want to know how much interest you pay. Well, for this one, we're going to kind of have to make an approximation. So if it's 3% annual, 3% annually, that's after 1 year. Well, 6 months is half a year. So we can assume that after 6 months, we're going to be charged not the full 3%, but we're going to cut that in two because it's half of a year, 6 months. So we'll be charged 1.5% approximately. It depends on how often they're charging you interest truly, but we can use this as an approximation. So now we're just going to find 1.5% of our original loan, which is $1,000. So if I take 1.5% of 1,000, that's going to be 0.015 times 1,000, which is going to be equal to $15 when you type that into a calculator. And so our interest that we have to pay is $15 on that $1,000 loan.